What is up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Daily HiFi podcast. My name is Chana. With me, as always, we have Mike and Joe. What is going on, fellas?
What's up?
Hey guys. Oh, get a little tickle backstage, man.
Oh,
Fun
man.
stuff, man.
Whoa. Who's tickling
Not-
the
no,
backstage?
no, no.
What's
Not
going
that kind of
on?
stuff,
What's
man.
going on?
You always know Chana's gonna go there.
You said it, not me.
You guys just got me laughing, man.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, if you don't know the Daily Hi-Fi, man, we love having fun.
Yes,
Definitely enjoy
that's
having
for
fun,
sure.
man.
Hey, we just hit 40K
I saw that, man. Did you guys
followers
see
on
that?
our Instagram.
That's right.
40,000 subscribers, guys. Appreciate all y'all who are subscribed to the Daily Hi-Fi on Instagram. If you're not, head on over there. We produce pretty much daily content, sometimes several times a day. We've got some help from Woody's Sound Up. Big shout out to him. He's a big contributor. Also, Angela Jude, which is the wife of Joe and Tell. They do an amazing job on our Instagram channel. So definitely go check that out.
Ooh, I want this Martin Logan Macintosh thing. Oh, can I call it my M&M setup?
Well, it's gorgeous, man. But they show and kind of highlight some of the beautiful sides of hi-fi. You know, just a lot of great stuff there.
Mhm. Yeah, look, a little desktop setup right here. You know, and then
All kinds of good stuff.
BMWs with a little, what is that? Looks like a Cambridge audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
mix
yeah.
it up, right? So there's
Mac
new
in the
content
back.
every day, and there's
Yeah.
expensive
Oh,
stuff, inexpensive.
dude.
Oh, there's.
Oh, it's my video, man. Oh, here's Joe's picture. Look at that.
Yeah.
Talk about professional.
People were saying some crazy stuff about that, but I'm gonna leave that out for right now.
Oh, yeah. You know, people are crazy too, so
Yeah.
they do crazy stuff all the time.
So just followed. All right, cool.
Sweet.
So who do we got in the chat over here? We got Henry Conga. I'm going to give him a big shout out. He was the first one in the show. Adair, Tristan, Optimus. Lots of folks we see. Dark Knight, Barney. Good to see you guys. BL Swagger, Neil, AA, Junior. Glad you guys are hanging out with us tonight.
That's right.
Where's Bernie at? Is he late or what?
I don't know, man.
He's
I
out in
think
the
he's
cold
showing
still.
up.
He's out in the cold.
chilling. Yeah, he's outside. He's outside right here at my house. It's freezing out there.
Chana said it was like snowing there, and it's, what, 75, 76 here?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. Is it winter?
It's never winter.
It's definitely
Florida.
winter here.
This seems
I
pretty
mean,
nice over here.
It's never winter.
We are
here.
definitely seeing like global warming, hands down. I haven't shared it on my Facebook, but every year, you know, there's like 5 years ago, picture from 5 years ago, because I usually take a picture of my car buried in snow. Like, crap, I got to do this for 2 hours now, and it's just dwindling down. We haven't had a storm since for like 3 weeks. It's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Last year you were shoveling snow, and this time you're like laying out in the sun.
Yeah, no, definitely. There is sun. There is sun. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like we're supposed to have rain Wednesday. Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. We're gonna have rain. Ooh.
Oh, watch out! Don't drive.
Oh.
Don't drive. You know, I know how those LA folks when it gets wet out there,
They
all
just drive
hell
exactly the
breaks
same except faster.
loose.
Like, what?
Almost.
What are you doing?
It's so funny too because we can totally tell when there's tourists in town, right? And there'll be a couple of times I'm just driving, and there's just a car off the side of the road because they took the turn too fast. You know, because they're coming up to the to turn left, and they're coming up and they're just going way too fast. They turn the wheels, but they go straight right through the intersection, and then
Nice.
finally their like tires like catch up, and they're probably freaking out too because they have no, like, if you're doing 35 and you try to like turn, oh no,
And
you got it.
you know they have the wife and kids and the mother-in-law in there too.
Oh, yeah, everybody, they're all freaking out like, oh, you know. Yeah, it's definitely winter here. We're getting some more tourists up here too.
You mean you can also tell when they have a front-wheel drive car and they have the chains in the back on the back?
Oh
wheels?
my gosh.
I mean,
The worst is when you know, people with like Land Rovers and Audis come up here and put chains on their car. I'm like, what are you doing? You're breaking your 4-wheel drive system. But you know, whatever. It's there. That's their mistake. Leave them alone for that.
We have our after show after this, so
That's right. Chris, we don't really have a topic right now. Anthem AVRs and MRXs are rolling out now. Awesome.
Saw a couple of people mention about Anthem. Somebody said that their manuals
What's up, Kanga?
are on their website now.
Kanga said, "Forget that. Let's not talk about that."
That's
Yeah,
true.
like, screw those.
That's true.
Here, let me just leave a link here. That's for our Patreon. Michael, who we have on Patreon here?
Oh man, I'm moved.
You're not ready yet? It's okay.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I have to move my screen over because it's in a different browser. So patrons, man, appreciate you guys. You guys just continue to support us and encourage us daily. So we got Adir, Chris, Hassan, Ike, J. Anthony, James, John, Juan, Croson, Martin, Reginald. Dude, we got
Chris.
Reginald twice.
I don't know. What's up, Reginald?
Hey, man, he's a
Hey.
double patron. And then I was looking, I'm like, wait, that's the same dude. So he used 2 different email addresses, but don't tell him. So
Yeah.
Ripe Wave is in here.
yeah,
What's
and
up,
then we got
Robert?
Robert as well as Russ. So man, super thankful for you guys. Appreciate you supporting us. That's where the party happens, honestly. I mean, we have a lot of fun with you guys here, but as with the HiFi Summit and Daily HiFi, once we get off stage, that's when we just kind of get to kind of hang out with you guys.
You have no idea Mike's taking shots back to
He's
tequila.
cussing.
Oh my
He's cussing
gosh.
back there.
Mercy, that's the $100 patron page, man. Dude. You know that ain't true.
We watched a new movie on the old Vizio OLED last night. That was kind of interesting. And the fight. Did you guys see the fight?
Mm-mm.
Did you guys order the fight?
I didn't order it, but
Who-
I saw
who
that
was fighting?
after. I felt like it was gonna be quick, but yeah.
Was it Tyson and Jake Paul?
No, it was Conor McGregor and Chris Poirier. Is that
Yeah.
Chris Poirier? Something Poirier.
Yeah.
So who
I
won?
don't know.
Did
Connor win?
No.
Oh, he got his butt whooped.
He went down.
Wow.
He went down. Oh man.
He's a
yeah,
big old
Dustin.
boy, man.
Dustin
Poirier. Poirier.
My leg.
I think Connor has anger issues.
Well, they had this was their second fight. Apparently, they fought in 2014, and so I guess Connor was doing too much selling his vodka or whatever, or his or his whiskey.
When you
He
make
got put
money,
to sleep.
He got put to
sometimes
sleep.
when you're making that money, it's hard to be hungry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As
exactly.
a fighter, you have to. You're making all this money, and then you got to go in there and just fight this random guy. Like what? Like what
You're
am I
like,
doing?
I thought I stopped doing this 2 years ago.
What do I have to? What am I doing in here? I could be relaxing at home. He could be on his yacht. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. He doesn't need to be fighting. He said he was doing a comeback or something. Like the champ is back, dude. All the fanfare. Oh, you know what was cool was to see like the girls fighting. Man, holy crap! Those fights were like dog fights, man. It was
Vicious.
awesome. They got in there. Yeah, we were watching the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. Oh, did you notice? Oh, you probably. I don't know if you noticed. But to order the fight. Not only do you have to pay for the fight, it locks you in for a year of ESPN Plus.
Why do you think
right?
I have ESPN Plus? That's the
Well-
only reason, because I wanted to buy a fight, and I had to buy that.
And then
you know.
and then it renews every year, and you've forgotten about it, and boom, they stick you for that $30-$40.
Right.
Bastards.
yeah.
Dude,
That's all
talking
right.
about-
I enjoy ESPN Plus actually.
So I don't
You know,
watch sports at all, but apparently, our like hometown Buccaneers, they did very well. Was it yesterday? Sunday? Yeah, I guess Sunday. And I heard on the radio, man, to get like one of their top tier packages, it's like $9,000 stinking dollars. I'm like, holy crap, dude. I don't even know what it includes, but I'm like, dude, that's some serious hardcore fans there, man. If you're paying $9,000, and I'm assuming that's a year, it's like, oh my goodness, man. So, some diehard fans out there.
Alvin says, "Boo, go Packers."
Honestly, I don't watch any sports, man. We
Yeah.
start talking about sports, and I'm like,
Look
I
at this.
I can't talk. a whole
Connor
lot.
made $13 million from the fight, and Poirier got $850. Wow,
Yeah,
that's so close to
businessman.
$1 million.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but
I'd be all right with that.
no wonder after he's like, yeah, I just whooped you, but we can go again. 2 out of 3.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna happen at some point.
So, what kind of reviews you guys got going up soon? Because I have a ton of stuff all around me.
That's me, man.
Ton
I've got
of stuff.
I probably have about 7 or 8 things in for review right now.
Wow.
And like one are these headphones, these Fiatons. These are Legacy 900s. So this is the first wireless Bluetooth speakers that I've had.
Headphones. Speakers for your ears.
Yeah, they're speakers. They're speakers.
Speakers for your ears.
Cans, as some people call them. Noise canceling. You can control them over here. So you tap twice and it'll pause and play, and you can swipe it and it'll advance to the next one. Swipe it back, it'll go to the previous one. Slide your fingers up for volume and down. Like, that's pretty dope, man. So your phone can be in your pocket, or it can be over on the, over on your desk, and you can be chilling around your house. And
so you got those. What else? What else? Anything else that you can talk about that's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all my guys that subscribe to me on Patreon, they know what's happening. I've got a huge system. I mean, we're talking, let's see, 8 wall speakers. This is for my outdoor.
Outdoors.
Outdoor, like, what do you call it? Backyard living area, I guess you call it. So OSD sent me, they reached out to me after our podcast. Gosh, this was sometime last year, and they were like, hey, we want to do something like really big in your backyard. I'm like, okay, what do you got in mind? And they're like, here's what we're thinking. And so we went through here's 3 setups that we would think would be really cool for your system outside. And so they just kind of let me pick and choose, kind of cater that to what I felt would be best for my backyard. And so there's 3 kind of listening zones. On the main wall, there's going to be 8 wall speakers. They call it the Youth Man Wall of Sound. There are 2 rock speakers, 8-inch rock speakers over by the fire pit. And then there's 2 rock speakers over where I grill. And then there's going to be 2 12-inch burial subwoofers. So it's a massive system. There's 3 amplifiers, a streaming system. So it's going to be a huge project. So that's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I've got the Marantz AV7706 processor in. I just swapped it out for the SR8015. Goodness, what else I got? Man, just a bunch of stuff. Oh, I got 2 new projectors in. One from Epson, ultra short throw. I've got another Hisense, ultra short throw with a screen. So just lots of stuff, man.
Projectors are rough, man.
It's
a stressful
hard.
review to do.
Yeah.
You got to actually set it up and show it. That's a tough review.
Well, the
Shauna,
good thing
what
is
do you got?
Good thing I'm able to set. I was just gonna say, good thing I have a friend of mine that he has kind of the setup for that. So I take it over there, we set it up there, and then I can take my camera over there and set it up, and he can kind of play with it for a little bit. And
Got it.
Give me the scoop on it.
That's your friend with that you set up the LG and the Volvo at?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I just don't really have a place to put a screen on the wall here other than my living room, and honestly, I just really don't want to do that. So, but
I did that 100-inch screen in the living room. That sucked.
yeah.
Oh man, it was like sitting on the dining table, like taking up all kinds of space. My wife's like, "When is this thing going to be out of here?"
So what you got in for review, Shauna?
I got some cool headphones. So my next video is going to be those planar headphones, the gaming headset from Odyssey.
Yeah.
They're like 300. They retail for 300. So I'm putting those against the Astro Gaming A50s, which are also $300.
Mm-hmm.
And those have been like the top of the line, what everybody got.
Right.
So I'm doing it's like a review of the Penrose, but it's kind of like a versus video. So I've been listening to that. Odyssey sent me another pair of headphones, some $800 or $900 headphones, also planar magnetic. Man, they sound so good.
Nice.
Yeah, you're almost at 100,000 subscribers too, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
once you mention one, then companies start reaching out to you like, "Hey, we got other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this?"
No, so, and I bought the other ones. And then some German company called Ultrazone sent me some headphones. They make some crazy stuff. Let me pull up something. Yeah. It's interesting. They had the ones they sent me. They kind of have like a laid back feel on the vocals, so it's kind of nice actually in the headphones because it's not like really like right up on you.
Tristan says the gamer and television guys have been loving on China.
Ah,
Hard, real hard.
hard. Here,
That's
check
my
out
stuff.
check out this stuff. Look at this.
Those are wild looking. I like
And
those
they're all
visuals.
like wood, real leather, all kinds of stuff like that. These are their expensive ones.
Dang, those ones on the left look like Michael's old headphones.
These little janky ones here. Man.
Pretty much the same.
These are like
Yeah.
these are like $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, these things
Super
are
cheap.
These things are pretty crazy. So look at this box. Look at what it comes. This is how it comes.
Nice.
Well, it should for that.
I mean,
price,
if
man.
you're
The
spending like
presentation should be awesome.
$3,000 on some headphones, it should come in a cool box. So yeah, doing some headphone reviews because it's easy for me to do that at work. I what was messed up? I don't have like a portable like DAC that will take a 1/4-inch headphone jack. So I had to bring a DJ mixer to work one day. I was just like, oh, this is a lot.
Mercy.
Yeah. But
What else you
there's-
got? You got headphones.
oh.
What else?
there's the OSD Black 11.3 setup.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna set that up in that room.
OSD
go
doesn't send
in here.
less than like 3 packages, right?
Yeah,
Every
I
time it
got
comes,
like 4.
Yeah, one time you had like 4 subwoofers from them
Yeah.
and some cables and all kinds of stuff. man.
Exactly. Yeah.
Funny,
Yeah.
dude.
Crazy.
They get so 11 point what?
11.3. 11.3.
Nice.
So they're all the same speaker and 3 of the same subwoofers. So one sub's gonna go in that corner. Maybe one sub's gonna go underneath here, and then like I'll be facing that way. The TV and stuff will be in front of that mirror. Denon is sending me an X3700H for that setup, and yeah, it's pretty much gonna be like a budget 11 channel Atmos setup, which means it's still going to cost like $2,000. But at that point, you're getting 11 speakers and 3 subwoofers. That's
Yeah.
pretty good for $2,000 and a receiver. You do have to buy I bought a little amp. Where is it? It's
You
like
had to
some
buy-
little 50 because the X3700H processes 11 channels but only powers 9. So it's like a little 50 watt by 2 or 50 watt by 4. Little tiny little thing. It was like $60-$70 on Amazon. So it's and I also got some cheap-ish. I'm trying to do this as cheap as possible. So I got like a cheap 200-foot spools from Amazon, and then like some Seawool banana plugs. And just kind of go from start to finish on how to like set up an 11 channel Dolby Atmos home theater.
Yeah. Nice.
That should be cool because you have your Martin Logan, like your crazy setup, right? Expensive subs, expensive everything. And so it might be interesting to kind of go back and forth and, talk about the experience between those two.
Yeah. And then this room, it'll probably sound better in this room because I have a full on actual rectangle
Right.
to work with, not some weird odd shaped thing with, low, or tall ass weird ceilings and stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know exactly where I'm putting all the speakers. It's just a matter of getting in some the receiver, and then from there it's just show people how to like split the cable and
Well, have fun doing those elevation speakers.
Yeah. That's
You know,
gonna
you
Oh,
can be
dude,
up
I'm not
there,
gonna
your
do that.
arms up.
I'm not gonna do that nonsense. I'm gonna just put them
Well,
up like right there. I'm just gonna put them up on that little
Little ledge
frame
thing.
for the
Gotcha.
mirror. Yeah,
Wait,
I take
how
the
many-
easy way out.
run the
How many
cable
height
just up the
speakers are you
wall.
supposed to have though?
4 height speakers.
4. Okay, so you're gonna go. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I
the
just
the
did
side
these,
surrounds are gonna be. Oh yeah, that was my question to you, dude. How do you like 4 height channels?
Well, I'll
Let's
tell
move
you
on to
because you didn't come to a conclusion on your video.
Yeah,
It made me watch that whole thing. You didn't
I
even
know.
tell me which one was better. What was the difference?
Bastard. That's
Yeah.
such a bastard.
Yeah, you're like all happy. But yeah, I just set up these 4 SVS elevation speakers, and I had 2 speakers before. First of all, that wasn't that easy. I mean, they're made to be easy. It's just the fact of mounting anything to your ceiling
Yep.
and then trying to hide the wires. I don't care what it is, how they do it. It's gonna take a while. So yeah, that was a project. I was tired. I'm sore, from doing that. But it, I'll update you guys on a different video.
There you go.
No, just kidding.
Wait till you have to cut holes in your ceiling.
Oh,
and mount those, because not only are you up here, you got drywall dust everywhere, man. It's like, oh gosh.
Afterwards, you're looking like what's his, like Scarface. You got white powder all over your face.
It's crazy, man. That stuff just goes everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
And it's just,
I would not want to have to do that. I would definitely pay for somebody to do that.
I'm too
not
cheap,
doing
man.
that at all.
It's like, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, you know what? So heads up, I think that 4 height speakers, I could hear a difference in certain things, right? So finally, I did the Dolby Atmos demo where there's a helicopter. Mm-hmm. And so before it just used to kind of go like left and right, kind of like, Mm-hmm. And then I realized having 4 of them, that it actually goes in a circle above me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's okay. It's a circle, not like left and right. Okay.
I try to equate it to people because they say, can I get away with 2 or can I do 4? And of course you can do 2, but I kind of equate it as to trying to have surround sound with only 2 front speakers. I mean, you can get a decent immersion, around you, but you really can't get that front to back like you're talking about and those individual channels in just 2 speakers. And so I always recommend, if you can, go with 4 speakers. And really about the only time you need 6 is if your room is just really, really long or you have multiple rows of seating, then that's definitely, a benefit. But, if you can go with 4, man. So that's awesome. I'm glad they look sharp, dude.
It just reminds me, though.
Where's the picture? Show us the picture. I'm sure you got it somewhere. Put it on your phone.
I have it on my Instagram stories on Joe and Tell.
That's right. Yep.
I'm too lazy to do stuff here. But what do you call it? It just reminds me that we're kind of crazy, aren't we? Like, I have 4 speakers like mounted on my ceiling.
Hey, I have 5, sucker.
I know you got 5. Like, what's wrong with us? But yeah, and for like a little bit of sound, right? It's not like there's something going on there
like all the time. No.
It's just when they're helicopters, at least you can tell it's going in a circle. We're kind of nuts, but it's all good.
I'm getting ready to mount my La Scalas on the ceiling. Just see how they sound.
Yeah.
What else do I have? I got these. I haven't even opened these.
Who's that?
Oh,
that's your Bose.
These are
the Bose.
The Apple.
Golly.
I'm gonna do a test on some acoustic transparent screens. Right, to show like how that works with some frequency response stuff. I have these Sound Artist LS35A clones, I would say. So yeah, what else I got? I'm just
fun stuff, man.
I got stuff everywhere. A mini DSP DDRC88A.
Dude, what were you looking down in your seat? Like, what are you hiding down there, man?
I have stuff all around
I
me.
got stuff everywhere, and you're looking down like.
I do.
Where are you hiding them, man? Under your seat. He's really.
You're
laughing,
but.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I was like, man, where's he? I don't have room over here.
So
that's
it's
awesome.
the DDRC88A is a 8-in, 8-out mini DSP. So if you have the 2x4 HD, right?
Yes.
So 2 in, 4 out.
Right.
This is 8 in, 8 out. And it supports Dirac if you pay for that. So now you can get.
So why exactly would you need 8 inputs and 1 output? Because I know I was told to use, like on your sub out from your receiver or AVR or your processor, use the single, and then you use the by 4 to send out to up to 4 subwoofers. So when would you use like all those inputs?
So you know what would have been cool to answer your question is if it was 9 in or 11 in, 11 out. You kind of feel me on that? So like in your case, let's say you have a Denon or Marantz AVR or something with pre-outs, right?
Okay.
But maybe you don't love Odyssey. Maybe you like Dirac, right?
Nice.
Or maybe you want to do your own thing. So you're gonna get the benefit of using the HDMI switching and all the features, but then use your own room correction.
There you go. And it's what, like $1,000?
$1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, pretty cool.
Super cool. So those of you that want Dirac but don't have it in your processor or AVR, you can still get it. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I see here it says don't forget to talk about Onkyo and Pioneer getting Dirac for their calibration. Yes, that's true.
Yep.
I sent an email to Direct, said, hey, congratulations on that deal. I think you guys are going to sell a ton. Chana falls asleep. Let's talk about Zapidi NAS.
Oh goodness, man.
Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? We can talk about anything.
I'm saying, man.
Um,
Open it up.
I think I've got almost 100 movies ripped now, and it's like 5.6 terabytes or something. Is that a lot of
Nice.
space? I think it sounds like a lot, right? But I have those
5
two
terabytes, yeah.
16 terabyte drives, so I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna fill these up at all. So what I've done is I've cloned it. I've cloned one onto
Like
the
a
other
backup?
drive. Yeah, like a backup.
Like
Speaking
a
of
RAID
which,
or
so you have all that stuff ripped. How fast is your upload speed? What's the fastest that you can get
Oh,
in
dude,
your area?
30.
something. I
That's
get
the fastest?
500.
Oh, if I go to work, it's 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you may want to. You may. I'm just saying, you may want to set that up at your work. Set up your shield at work.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And then you can access it at home.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Use
No,
their
you
resources.
shouldn't do
But
any
I'm
of
just saying, that would be cool if you had a fast upload. You know what I mean?
Dude, the other thing I just started was moving from Wi-Fi 5 to Wi-Fi 6, so I'll be making a video about that.
There you go.
I have well over 600 and what? Something
14 terabytes used.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm not ever gonna get to using either of those two drives fully. So that's
funny.
pretty funny. But yeah, I tried a new mesh network for the first time. So I got a
like
video
that?
coming out about that.
What brand is
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I'm getting
Oh,
fast.
you got the Orbi 2, right?
Yeah, I
You
got the
you got the
Orbi.
newer version that I've got.
Yeah, I got the newest one. It's an Orbi 2-pack, and it was like their, I don't know, $700 setup or whatever.
Yeah.
But now, so in my normal spot, I was getting like 200 downloaded with my laptop. Now I'm getting 600.
Nice.
If I plug into the router, my laptop gets 850. So 850 down, 30 up is what I'm getting. I'm paying for 1 gig, but I mean this is
Right.
what I'm getting.
Right.
And I was so surprised. I was getting I went from like 150, 180 on my phone to like 550. I was like, oh crap! And then I tried my wife's phone because she has Wi-Fi 6, and it's going to 850. I'm like, holy shit, this thing's plugged in. Like this
Nice.
is, and it's nuts because like you go to YouTube, you tap on something, it's just instantaneous. It just starts playing. Like there's no nothing, no lag, no nothing. What happened to Mike?
Crazy.
Freaked me out. My daughter brought a cat home and like grabbed my hand down there. I'm like, what the heck, man?
Oh wow.
So I didn't know what that was.
Hey,
Yeah.
Michael, you mind grabbing me a mug real quick?
Dude, I can't. They're holding my tripod up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm trying to get the camera up higher, so I have literally 3 coffee cups upside down holding up my tripod, and I even had to use a remote from my monitor underneath one of them because it was leaning. So
You rolled up before the show with 3 mugs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is this guy gonna have a ton of coffee right now, or what? What's
No,
going
watch
on?
it.
No,
I'll
it's to
show you.
prop up his his tripod.
I'll show you guys. So that's what it looks like. Hey, Chana.
Shauna,
That's
check
it,
it out.
bro.
Hold on.
3 bucks.
That's it.
Yeah, look at
man.
that.
That's the current setup right there.
Hey, man.
That's youth man right there.
Sorry, dude. That's the Youth Man deal. I'm too cheap to buy a nice
I mean, I'm
tripod.
I'm using 2 books and a what do you call it? And this like stand is actually a wall mount, so it's taped to my wireless receiver, which is just sitting on top here.
Look at this. Randall says tens of thousands in audio gear and can't buy a proper tripod. You got it, man.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
cheap,
much.
dude. I'm cheap.
Let's see what you got, Shauna.
Let's see it. Pull it up.
Let's see everybody's setup. So let's do that right now.
Cat, you're freaking me out, man. Stop.
Oh man, this is getting some glare here. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me just email it to myself.
Oh, man. I don't think we ever have shared like our little setups here. Mine's definitely nothing fancy.
Let's see.
Michael needs help propping up his mic. Yeah, no, it's good. It's an old, like, I don't know, boom mic, but every once in a while it just starts like, It doesn't tighten down all the way, so.
Starts booming.
No, it starts sagging.
I don't know what's worse.
At least they're matching mugs. So
Yeah,
they are.
There you
voice of
go.
reason. That's
You know
true.
I'm gonna match them.
What do we got
Here.
going on? Let's talk about something. What do you guys want to talk about in the chat? Anything interesting in here?
Boom. Here it is. Here's my 2 books.
Nice.
And then this is a wireless receiver. And then this is the wall mount that's just taped on.
See, I'm not the only one, man. You got that crazy setup too. It's all good, man. Whatever works, right?
Well, Don, are you making fun of my pop socket over there? Is he making? What's wrong with the pop socket? Is something wrong with the pop?
Here's a question, Joe. So Q1 Hi-Fi Summit. What date are we looking at?
I think
You
I'm
got a
looking
date yet?
around like end of March, around there, just because I know that a lot of companies have stuff around that time. So I
Yeah.
just want to accommodate. I don't want to throw it when
Sure.
before they're ready to release new stuff. You kind of want to time it accordingly. So
Cool.
yeah, something around that.
Don says, really? Pop socket?
I know. What's wrong with the pop? Hey, was there something wrong with the pop socket? I think
mean,
they're pretty handy. Tell me.
girls typically have them on their phone, dude.
Is that what it is? I mean,
Yeah.
this is what do I?
I thought about
I
getting
have
one on mine. I'm
You're
like,
such a
nah,
girly
man.
man.
I never see guys have one, so I'm like, it makes sense because I started
never
getting
see
like
guys
a little. Man, I started getting like a little rubbing spot here because I'm holding my phone down here. So I'm like, oh, a pop socket would be, that'd make it easier, and I wouldn't get this little. But I'm like, nah, I'm gonna
Don,
tough it up, man.
When you're on the phone as much as I am on Instagram, replying to comments, I'm in bed, right? I'm in bed like this, half asleep, and then next thing you know, I'm like, you ever drop a phone or iPad on your face? It's not
I have
fun.
never dropped an
Hey,
iPad on my face.
I've
That's-
worn pink shirts plenty of times, bro.
I'm
You
okay
gotta
with
be.
pink shirts.
You just gotta be.
I'm gonna leave an affiliate link for Don, because I'll just tell you this pop socket is pretty handy. It props the phone up, and then in the car I have a pop socket thing. Boom, you know what I mean? Just pop it on there. I'll leave
Pop
a
it.
link. You can get
Pop
one on Amazon.
Socket.
Huh?
Pop it.
All right,
Pop it.
so here's a
Socket.
question back on topic. So have you guys
All
seen
right.
the new KF or KEF
New cap.
subwoofers?
Yeah. I saw the
Saw that.
discussion on AVS forum about their dual. I think they're dual 6.5 inch, and they work against. They kind of like they oppose each other, right?
Are they dual opposing where they're both firing out?
Yeah, dual opposing supposed to help with vibration.
Sure.
But the headline is really like they're saying that it hits 11 hertz with dual 6.5. The whole box is like 10 inches,
Dude,
right?
that ain't
10
happening.
inches. And
They're
the whole thing is
smoking
like,
something.
at what SPL is it hitting 11 hertz? And why would you
Yeah.
just say 11 hertz? What's the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I definitely would have to see that one to believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Kev
What do
is
you think is with all the DSP and all the amplifier power in the world? What do you think that thing is really hitting? What's your guess?
24. I don't
24.
know. Yeah,
I mean, they're
don't know.
not China subs.
Yeah. I
They
mean,
can hit low. They can hit
6.5
20.
though? Yeah, but 6.5 though, man. That's like,
Teasing.
dude, we got 15-inch drivers that don't hit down to 20.
That's
You
what I'm
know,
saying.
some
China's
companies.
Yeah.
China's rail subs don't hit.
Yeah, true.
Down to-
See?
Oh, you know what?
You need some DSP in your life, China.
I got a text from the main
11
dude at
hertz,
Rel.
hertz in your pantry.
He said that Rel has something exciting coming. He wanted to tell me what it was, but
I would
ooh.
once all this clears up, I would love to tune your system and get those 15s hitting down to like 18. I know you're saying you don't need it, but you definitely need it. Michael knows you probably need like 12, right, Michael?
What's
12
that?
hertz.
12 hertz.
What
That'd
do
be
you need?
nice. I mean, honestly.
14.
I want it.
Mine are down to 8.
Yeah,
Eight-
dude.
12 is
Tickle in
still-
that brown note there, buddy.
12 is still pretty hot, man. That's pretty good. If you can get 12 hertz, man, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah,
on
so
any-
11
on any
hertz. It
subwoofer.
just it seems to go against physics, right?
Yeah,
the laws
I
of
think so.
physics.
Yeah.
Like how far are those things moving? Are they moving out like how much air can those possibly move? Because that's how you get 11 hertz is you have to move air, right?
Yeah.
So
Or have
how is it-
like a lot of mass too. Well, I guess that'd be moving area.
Yeah, so small enclosure, small cone, not a lot of surface area.
Sure.
You're gonna need a ton of amplifier power.
So Rockhurst thinks that I mean, he thinks they're legit, man. He says he'll trust it
DSP.
until it's proven otherwise. So we'll just have to see.
We'll have to see. That would be amazing if they can do it. It reminds me of that old Sunfire True subwoofer. You guys remember that one?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Carver.
it's all right. So, question, or not a question, but Ahmad says, "Who cares about 11 hertz anyway? It's infrasonic." That is correct. But I'm telling you, until you've had your organs rearranged during a movie, you don't know what you're
Or
missing,
you
man.
really need to take a shit real bad then. And
It'll
miss
loosen-
half the movie.
It'll loosen it all up, dude. Like if you're like stuck up, like constipated, it'll loosen it up, man.
So Joe's gonna come over and we're gonna clearly break every window in my
Oh,
house.
that'd be awesome.
We'll try.
Oh, please no. Please no. This is the old place, dude. The whole thing will probably come down. Oh,
Oh man.
So Fred said spare change. Shane got down to 10 hertz with some KEF subs. So
yeah, in room is a little bit different.
yeah,
In room is different than anechoic. So, yeah,
yeah, you
we'll
might
see.
have a boost,
We'll
Might have
see.
some
I
weird
don't
green-
know. That's a crazy spec.
yeah. And like I said, the only way to know is when people get it in hand and in house and begin to run some tests on it, see how it works.
Well, if the point is to get people talking, well, they did their job,
Yeah.
right? If it's
Yeah.
just a marketing thing, here we are.
Absolutely.
Good job.
So
What
here's
else
a
we got?
question from one. He says, Youth Man, I just received 2 additional subs, Klipsch R110 SWs for a total of 410s. How can I calibrate them properly with REW and no mini DSP? I'm not sure you can. Without a mini DSP, that's what's going to be really, really hard. Because to me, you would basically make some adjustments on each subwoofer. I mean, you can adjust like, if they have phase, if they have, things like that, and just see how it affects your frequency response. But when you get a mini DSP, you're going to be able to do things called time alignment. You're going to be able to apply EQ to each sub individually, and you're going to be able to, adjust those levels. I mean, there's so many things. Phase. So the mini DSP is going to do so much more than you can ever do, I think, with just, REW. REW, the way I look at it, is a tool that allows you to see what's going on in your room. And then something like the mini DSP, that's going to allow you to make corrections to what RAW is measuring, if that makes sense. So,
Yeah. So
what do you guys think?
mini DSP. I just got a new U mic 1. Right, they were out of U mic 2s. My old one was broken because I used it so much. So, yeah, the U mic 1 for what, 80 something bucks, totally worth it. With REW, it'll tell you what your system is doing, right?
Right.
But unless you're using a computer and you're playing on computer speakers, you can use an app to apply your EQ. Other than that, it's just to tell you what's going on, right? I mean, you can make some adjustments on your subs with if you have a phase knob, you can do stuff like that. But to really tune it, to really get the most out of what it's telling you, you have to be able to do the correction. And so the correction is applied on the mini DSP itself. And so once you put the settings into that, you don't have to have anything else connected. Like all the audio that goes in, it comes out with those settings applied. And so if you have 4 10-inch Klipsch subs and you want to maybe use that to, let's say you have 4 subs, so that means you have extra overhead because the more subs you add, the more gain you get, right? So each additional sub, more and more gain means more overhead. So one of the things I would probably want to do with that is use the extra overhead to allow them to play lower, right? Because any sub, any speaker can play 11 hertz, right? It's just the question is at what volume. So you can get a bunch of speakers that don't hit very low by themselves, but you get enough of them and you can make it hit low, right? You get enough of them, you can. So you're gonna need a mini DSP to extend the bass response lower, right? Your Odyssey is not gonna do that, right? It won't. Dirac's not gonna do that. None of them really extend the bass response. It's gonna require a mini DSP because it's a liability too, right? You can also extend it out super far, and that's gonna be up to you. You're gonna have to be able to see here, like, okay, they're distorting. That's too much. Turn it back down. So you're gonna need DSP. Chana, what say you?
I agree. Now, I mean, I don't I have REW, I have a microphone, but I don't have mini DSP. So,
I mean, apart from, you could measure and then you can physically move your subwoofers around the room and say, okay, I measured it with 2 in the front. Then I measured 1 in the center and 1 in the back center, 1 in the front right corner, 1 in the left corner. And then you can just look at them and go, okay, I can physically see where they perform the best. But again, you just can't apply any kind of time alignment. You can't apply any EQ to it. So you're limited in what you can actually do just with REW. It's a great tool to tell you what's going on in your room, but that 2x4 HD, to me, it was a game changer. I mean, legit. And I don't like to just throw that out there, but man, for my room, it's got some acoustical stinking issues. If you've seen a lot of my videos, even when I reviewed the SR8015, it's like I'm hesitant to show you guys my room response because it's garbage without the mini DSP. I've just got some really, I don't know if like the seating distance is in the wrong place. Like I'm sitting in some nulls. That definitely could be it. Just the shape of the room, my cabinet could be affecting that. There's a lot of different, things that could be causing that, but the mini DSP is able to go, hey, wait, I see this based on the measurements that REW gave me, and here's my solution to it. And it does a lot of that automatically, so it's pretty sweet.
Here's the follow-up. For, $89 for the mic, REW's free, mini DSP 2x4, right? So that'll allow you to calibrate 4 subs.
Correct.
Because any of these AVRs, they only do 2 max, right? So independently do 4 subs for $300 approximately, right?
Yeah.
And of course the time and to invest into getting to know how to use this stuff.
Yep.
What else can you spend $300 on for your audio system that would be better?
Yeah.
Cables.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's a really, really good point. And especially if you put a decent amount of money into, I mean, if you got a home theater in a box, you don't need a mini DSP. But if you've got a decent setup, I mean, we're not talking like super, super high end, but you just have a decent setup. You got some nice subwoofers. If you want to get the very best sound out of that, I think, a mini DSP is a fantastic way. And a lot of guys ask, can I go ahead and skimp out and get the cheaper 2x4 instead of the HD? The answer is yes, you can. My understanding, the HD has higher resolution, but the bigger thing to me is it has more time alignment as far as like the distance that it will time align. And so I think it's like 7 milliseconds. If your subwoofers need to have more than 7 milliseconds of time alignment, let's say you need 8 or 9 or 10, that mini DSP is pointless in your setup, So I always recommend go with the HD, get the higher resolution and that additional amount of time alignment. And
so Randall said room acoustics, right, is one of the options. And you know what? I think that's the popular thing to say, right? Treat your room first.
Yep. And my room's treated though. That's the funny thing.
I'm just wondering, like, I'm wondering if that's actually the first place that I would go if I had the option. If I were to say like room acoustics or
100%.
DSP, I'm not even sure that I would go acoustics first, just because
you gotta know where to put them.
Well, have to know where to put them, but also you have to spend a ton of money in order to, let's say, fix some bass response issues, right? You got to get those huge bass traps. We're not talking about just like some basic panels. You have to do some serious stuff in order to fix acoustic problems, especially with bass.
Right.
And yet a DSP can fix those issues in your listening position.
Yeah.
Well, some of those issues, right? A lot of them.
Croson, appreciate that additional information. He said it's 5 versus 10 PEQ. So you get more EQ settings to be able to change that curve and flatten out your response more. And then 7 milliseconds is the max delay on the standard version. So appreciate that. Cool. BL Swagger said it almost sounds like we're doing a sales pitch for Mini DSP. This is not sponsored by Mini DSP, but Mini DSP, if you're watching and you want to sponsor us, hey, we're always open to that. But we just know that we try to share things with you guys that have made a difference, you know, in our setups. And one day we'll get Chana hooked up with a mini DSP, and he'll be like, "Oh, dang, I've been waiting all this time for."
Well,
that."
I was like you don't know what you're missing, right? It's kind of like that ignorance is bliss thing.
Yeah.
So I have the Xbox Series X in the bedroom because I usually do most of my gaming when my wife is asleep. But lately I've been passing out right after she does. So then all of a sudden I don't get to play any games. So New Mutants is a 4K disc that I have, and I mean, you guys got to check it out. It was shot in 8K, and it has a 4K digital intermediate, and like,
Nice.
man, the like 3D pop, just the depth and the it's ridiculous.
And that's
Anyway.
in not 3D watching, but just regular 2D watching.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
like this, the depth
Nice.
between the separation of the characters in the foreground and the background that's all blurry.
Right.
Like it's like it looks like a green screen, and then all of a sudden they just run back there. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's all real.
funny.
The Xbox Series X, and I know a lot of people have been asking, oh, well, can I get by using that as a 4K player? Yeah, you totally can. And this is what brought up, you know, me not having mini DSP and DSPing my subs, peeing my subs. Sorry, and then doing that. It's like I don't like. It's already sounding good. I don't know what I'm missing, you know. And it's the same thing with that Xbox because holy crap, watching that movie, it was the biggest distraction ever. It sounded like a helicopter was trying to land the entire time we're watching the movie. Like that thing is loud as all hell. And like I was just after like half an hour, I'm like, okay, I got to stop this because this is just nonsense. And I know people want to know, like they want me to make a video about it, and it's pretty much like this. If you're going from a 1080p TV and you're buying a 4K HDR TV just for your Xbox or your PlayStation 5, you've never owned a 4K disc, and you're wondering if you can use it as a 4K player, yes, you totally can. Because it's going to be such a huge jump from what you're used to what you're now experiencing that you're going to be like, oh my God, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Is it going to
sliced
be...
bread really that good though?
Have you ever made a loaf of bread and tried to cut it, bro?
I've never made a loaf of bread.
Well, I never
buy
have
everything from
either.
the store.
My wife makes her own sourdough loaves of bread sometimes, and then I gotta slice it. Dude, that shit is
Okay.
hard to make those all even. Like, not just just the anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah. So if you are in that camp and you're going from 1080p to 4K HDR in one fell swoop, and you buy a PS5 or an Xbox Series X and using it for a 4K player, you're gonna love it. You're going to love it. If you want to get a better experience, you know, it's going to be a slight difference. It's going to look better on like a Panasonic UB420 or UB820. But again, that's anywhere from $200 to $500 that you're going to pay again. So for a lot of people I know, they can't justify the cost, which is totally cool. I did find the Panasonic UB420 for $150 once, so I swooped it up. You know, I think that was on Best Buy, but yeah, man, that was so annoying. Like that disc spinning sound really pissed me off. Like I could not, I put the volume so loud on the TV just to cover it up, but then in those quiet scenes, I'm like, oh God, what a pain in my ass, dude. It's like midnight. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, let me just watch the movie. And that is one of the issues with having the one box solution for everything. You do your streaming, your gaming, you're watching movies on that. You know, it does have its downsides. So, yeah.
You know what? You're a bad influence because we set up the Klipsch the 5s, which are still awesome. Like, I had a whole receiver in there and some speakers and a sub, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try these out in here. Ended up keeping those. Forget the receiver. Like, you know, for a simple setup, they're just amazing. They hit low. Michael, you know, I'm not lying when I say that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, Chana got me thinking about this OLED. I'm starting to get spoiled with the tablet. I'm like, oh, I don't like seeing these gray bars.
Yeah.
I want an OLED in here.
Black
so,
bars look good, man.
bad influence, Chana. Bad
Well,
influence.
actually, LG just dropped all their pricing. So I just
Treat
posted
yourself,
about it.
Joe.
It happened like yesterday or something. You can get a 65 inch for 2,000. I think is normally like 2,800 or something like that.
Man,
Well, just let me know when you have an extra one. You know what I mean?
that's right.
$1,400 for a 55 inch LG right now.
Don't worry, I'll
$1,400.
pay for shipping.
Okay, shipping's $1,200.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Hey, real quick, just a quick reminder for the people on Patreon. I left the link there for the after show. So after this, we're gonna end it in about 8 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Yeah.
We're gonna go in there and chat with you guys and answer any of the questions that we didn't get to answer right here.
Yeah,
and let me
and just
leave a
hang out.
link here. So for right now, it's supposed to be the $10 and up patrons, and we limited it to 50, just because that's the most that we can have in there, reasonably. And so, but for right now, just because it's still early, you can be a $5 patron and still have access to that for now. So there you are. Don, thank you for the super chat. Thank you.
So Don, even when putting together a music studio, they have sound absorption right behind the speakers. So even especially with rear firing ports. So I don't know actually the theory behind it, but that's when I was looking around and trying to set the studio up, many years ago.
And also, Don, I mean, what's coming off the rear, right? That's going to be bass, right? Omnidirectional. That's what happens, right? With the bass, and especially if it's a port, then you know that that's bass. Most of those little sound absorption panels aren't going to do anything for that sound, right? The only thing that will really affect are more of the higher frequencies.
Yeah, like
so
if
if you
it's
do have sound that's kind of like for whatever reason hitting the back wall, which probably shouldn't, but if you do have sound hitting the back wall, it's probably going to be maybe mid-range. So it'd have to be pretty thick in order to absorb that, because the lower the frequency, the thicker that has to be, right?
Yeah, usually they're like at least 4 inches thick for bass notes, and like 2 inches for mid and high frequencies.
I'm not too sure. Maybe somebody with more experience with setting up those panels could tell you, but I don't know personally.
I want to give a big thanks to BL Swagger, just signed up for Patreon. Appreciate that, man. Look forward to hanging out with you after the show tonight.
That's where all the good stuff happens, you know?
Yeah, man.
All the secrets get dropped in there.
Oh my gosh.
All
So
the
many.
secrets.
So much. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
Who knows?
You know what's funny? We haven't thought about movies at all, and I went on to Vudu, and there was like a whole ton of like movies at home, advanced releases, all kinds of stuff going on. So I know there's something about what's his name? Who did the Batman movies? What is his name? Chris Nolan. He didn't like the way that HBO Max handled the whole Wonder Woman thing, so he's not going with Warner Brothers anymore. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the movie distribution situation going on right now. It's very interesting to watch.
There's supposed to be a new Batman coming out, right?
Yeah, with the Twilight dude.
I think it looks pretty cool, honestly.
Oh yeah, the Twilight dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can't take that guy that seriously. I don't know.
I
why.
never saw
Hey,
any
when
of
he was
them,
in
so
Tenet, I was like, is that the guy
Yeah.
with Twilight? I'm like,
Not the vampire guy.
I never even saw it. So, hey, Porfy, thanks so much for signing up for Patreon, man.
you never
Appreciate
saw
you,
it,
brother.
dude. You have like the bajillion kids, bro. How did you not watch Twilight? Like
And
that's
they're all
right
my
up there.
girls.
age
A bunch of
group.
girls.
Because my
What's
girls
up?
watched it, and I didn't watch it with them. That's what I do.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not watching
That's what I
TV stuff with the white.
Dad,
and
you
stuff.
want? Can you put Twilight on in the theater? Sure, honey.
Yeah.
Here
I'm
you
outta
go.
here.
And then I
Later.
shut the door and I walk out.
I shut the door and I'm like, peace.
Yeah, peace out, man. I'm into that garbage. Nah,
I think you
I'm
might love
actually,
it.
I think it was actually a pretty good. Even there's a lot of people that said they were actually, done very well. So, but I just never saw them.
Yeah, my Angela she liked those at the time. So
He's like, he's all being
to,
quiet. He's like,
we'd have to go
Joe's
watch.
like, yeah, I kind of liked it too, but
I
I never
would-
told
Dude.
nobody.
I'll tell you what, my expectations were zero. So if there was any entertainment whatsoever, anything, we used to go out and just watch a movie. She'd watch like it'd have to be the first night. So anytime you get to go watch a movie, have some popcorn, it's gonna be an alright night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you're hanging out with your family, that's a good night. And I think that's
Yeah.
part of what, the
Hey.
passion for home theater.
That's right. Congratulations, Chris. Brand new grandfather.
Awesome, man. Congratulations, man.
That's awesome. That's great news, man. Great news.
Super,
Yeah.
super cool.
You know,
man.
with all sometimes there's some crazy stuff going on, but it's just something like that.
Yeah.
Reminds you
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
there's
Oh,
awesome
you know
stuff
what?
that happens.
I want to share something real quick if I can.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I'm going to share
Yeah.
two things. Derek, appreciate you joining the Patreon for Daily Hi-Fi. Man, look forward to hanging out with you as well. So right before the show, I got this really cool... What, dude?
It's Randall.
Oh, it's a joke. Oh, that's hilarious. That's rocking, man. So this was really cool. So I received a text earlier through Facebook Messenger, and they said this is somebody that hangs out with us on the Daily Hi-Fi, and he says before today's show begins, I want to share something with you. 2 years ago, I had a fall from the roof of a house and seriously injured my back. Although I had no fractures, thank goodness, I could not walk or get out of bed on my own. And as of today, I'm almost 100% recovered, but still need help occasionally, especially when lifting or moving something, like a heavy object. He said, I've been blessed to have a wonderful wife who has given me all of her support. Since you started the Daily Hi-Fi video podcast, I felt more motivated to strengthen myself and regain my passion for home theater. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea what a positive impact you are on me. Dude, I love hearing stories like that. I love hearing how in some way, shape, or form, we're bringing you guys joy, entertainment, maybe just a break from your crazy week or a break from this crazy, pandemic. And we just want to kind of, just provide as much positivity as we possibly can on our channels individually as well as Daily Hi-Fi. So definitely appreciate you sharing that story with us. Definitely means the
awesome, man.
world to us. Yeah, man. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, that
when you
was
said
really
that,
sweet.
I was just like, well, there you go. We got to keep it going
Yeah.
no matter what, because it's almost like that's primary for us.
Yeah.
Is making sure that we're hanging out with you, having a good time, and then audio, video after, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because you'd think that it would be the other way around, but our priority's always been to have fun.
Right. It's not to be like so serious, like, it's because honestly, music and home theaters and movies, like, that should be fun,
It should be amazingly fun.
right?
And
It should be fun, and you should share it with the people that you love, and
absolutely.
that's really the situation,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost time. It's almost time to go to the after show,
Yep.
and in some way, I love all you guys out
Absolutely,
there.
man.
Always supporting. And times are tough. You guys are always the first ones. Like, hey, man.
Yeah.
Message me, stuff
Right.
like that. So I
Checking
think we all
in,
support
check
each
in
other,
with each
right?
other. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had some people in our group that has had some difficult times, and we'll reach out to them through Patreon or through Messenger. Some of us, we have your contact information, and I think what we've tried to kind of put at the forefront of this whole thing is community. I think it really, really comes down to just cultivating a great community of people of like mind that are passionate about theater, home, whether it's home cinema, 2-channel, music, movies, all that stuff. And so we enjoy it, man. So we definitely appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know.
Yes, sir.
Tristan, appreciate it, man.
Boom.
You're more than welcome, sir.
Yeah, so thanks everyone. Thank you guys for watching. We are going to end today's podcast and jump into the after show. They just dropped a Patreon link into the chat. You gotta be a patron on Patreon to get the link to the after show Right on. And after the show was the after party. After the party is the hotel lobby. Oh snap!
Okay.
Yeah, because
Danger's my middle name.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. It is the Daily Hi-Fi podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the Daily Hi-Fi YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed up. Of course, you guys know my two cohorts, Joe from Joe and Tell, Mike the Youth Man. Thank you
What's up, guys?
very much, Chris Wyndham, for that super sticker. It says behind the scenes. What is that? That's cool. I never seen that before.
And thanks to Don Hensley. He just joined and became a patron as well. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks for your support. And Derek.
Go ahead.
I just said, and thanks to Derek as well. I couldn't remember if I mentioned him earlier.
Well, we'll see you guys at the after party. And for everyone else, we'll see you next week.